Alright, hello everyone, Ben here from the MoTime channel, back for another MoTime reviews. And as you can see in front of me, we are taking a look at the new Nova 424 backpack sprayer from Solo. Now if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed already, make sure you smash that subscribe button and press the like button if you enjoy this particular review. There's also a bunch of reviews on the channel with all different types of equipment across the lawn and garden industry, so go and check them out as well, because there might be a product that might help you out in making your decision, whether it's for your business or whether it's just for your own property at home. But anyway, so today we're taking a look at the Solo 424 backpack sprayer. Now let's start firstly with what comes in the box in this particular package. Now of course you get the sprayer set up as you see here. You also get now this is all attached, your hose is attached, and it comes with your gun handle here as well. Now from here, this does not come in the box. I've been using this, as always with my reviews, I use my product before I come and give my thoughts about the product. I've been using this, so I've swapped the plastic nozzle, so you get a 50 centimeter plastic nozzle that comes out of the box with this, and you also get this adjustable spray tip as well. Now I changed mine to this brass wand, and then also to the dual boom sprayer. Now I just use a larger, more coverage sprayer because I do a lot of different properties with large square meterage, and also my own property. You know, using a larger covering surface, of course, makes spraying much faster. So out of the box, it comes with this plastic 50 centimeter plastic wand, like I mentioned, and this spray adjustable tip. Now, of course, if you need something and you have a large area to spray, whether you're using it for home, maybe you've got a lot of clients that you look after that have much larger sprayers, then I highly recommend jumping on the Solo website and getting yourself the boom sprayer and this brass wand. Also, of course, carrying a brass wand around, way more decreased chance of snapping, bending or breaking than the plastic. But otherwise, what comes out of the box is very good. Now also we'll flip it around here, and you get, of course, your straps that come in the box as well. Now these I've always said with Solos, their straps have been very comfortable. Now these don't come attached, so you need to attach them down to the side here. It does come with some instructions in the side, and that'll show you how to attach them correctly. But these are fantastic adjustable straps, and one thing I've found about Solo is there's heaps of padding. As you're probably aware, this is a 16 litre sprayer, so 16 litres of water it can hold. And when you've got 16 litres of water on your back, it isn't light, especially, you know, if you're having to lift it off the back from the ground, etc., which I don't recommend. I always fill my sprayers up around on the back of the ute or on something high, so you can easily slide into it and bring the 16 litres of water onto your back nice and comfortably, instead of, you know, down to the ground, lifting it up and trying to swing in. There's stuff going everywhere in the weight. Mind you, speaking of, this ergonomic handle very much helps with carrying it off up the ground or lifting it up. Love this about the Solo feature as well. But anyway, yeah, in the box it comes with these very comfortable adjustable straps. Now the other thing, of course, which is very new to the Solo 424, and I thought was really cool, is this. An adjustable handle and a removable handle. Now this serves for two purposes. One, you can see we have a little indication, sorry, at the back here, this black bit here, which it slides into here. Now that's all well and good if you're a right-hander. Obviously you've got your right hand on the handle, left hand on the pump. But if you don't feel comfortable that way and you'd like to swap it around, well, that's easy peasy. They've got one on the opposite side, so you can now switch this handle around, which is one of the new features for the 424 pump sprayer, and it just comes in and out. The second great feature to this remover handle is, of course, storage. Now, many sprayers in the past I have used, you can't remove the handle. So when you're actually storing it or something like that, the handles are at risk of bending, bowing, breaking, depending how you store your backpack sprayer on your ute, your truck, your trailer, or at home, etc. So that's one of the big key features of the 424, an adjustable handle, and it is solid metal, so there's going to be no bending it or anything like that. The beauty is too, if you're depending on your hip size or your waist size, this is something to consider as well. You can push it right in, and it doesn't need to stay there to still function. If you're a bit of a big bloke or a big lady, you know, got a bit of width here on the sides, all you can easily do is just bring this out further. So you can bring it out wider than that and it'll still pump away. And then if you're a bit bigger than that, you can still bring it out further again and pump away. So this pump has really been thought about all different size types of people. We are all different in our sizes, so it's great to have a sprayer that sort of accommodates to all widths of people's body size. So yeah, that's one thing. Right, so next we'll talk about the tank. Now I did mention, of course, it's 16 litres. You've got your marking indications here of literage starting from 1 litre right down the bottom here and work its way up to 16 litres, as you can see here. Now in previous videos I've mentioned it'd be fantastic if sprayer products actually put in real clear indications of markings, but I had a chat with the gentleman at Solo, and to actually incorporate that into the mold and change that is a massive expensive cost just to add that improvement. Even though it'd be fantastic, it's still a huge cost to change the mold to include something like that. But otherwise these are quite clear. You can do what I've done in the past and use a black Nico to sort of mark it, but you will quickly find out that that just rubs off and wears and weathers and you're quickly doing it. So if you're happy to just keep marking it on a regular occasion, you can do so. Now let's talk about the second probably biggest feature of the 424, and this is the pump part of the system. So this pump type is a piston type pump, and why it's really good and I found it fantastic is it's an internal pumping piston. So that means there's way less chance of leaks outside of the tank. It's internal. And the other factor I've noticed, it's dead down the middle, so it keeps the weight nicely distributed when it's sitting on your back. Now you have these two bars that you might have noticed that are running down the back here, and just I first thought, oh man, that's going to sort of probably not be great on my back. I might feel that, but you certainly don't. The particular sprayer has a bit of a curve to it. If you can see that on camera, there's a bit of a curve there, and that allows for sitting on your back, so your back doesn't ever touch these two bars running down the thing, so it's still comfortable. So yeah, talking about comfort, of course, because that's a huge thing with wearing a backpack sprayer, especially if you have to wear one for a long period of time. This thing is massively comfortable. I did mention about, of course, the straps really help with comfort, but when it's sitting against your back, I've also found it really comfortable. Now another quality thing of the Solos of course, their filling nozzle or filling section. They have a huge nice wide hole where you can easily fill stuff up. Of course you get your filter in there as well, just to filter any debris when filling, but there is plenty of space to get any products easily into the tank and mix it up. Now speaking of mixing up as well, if you're not aware, these pump sprayers, especially this internal system, is fantastic as well, because when you are pumping, it still keeps agitating the liquid or products you have inside the tank. And that's another big feature about this internal pump. If you didn't know, sometimes you might think, oh, if I'm sitting stable, I'm just walking along slowly, you know, all my product is settling down to the bottom. That's not the case with the 424. As long as you keep pumping, which of course you have to keep pressure up, it keeps the liquid and the product you have in the tank mixing through, so you're getting an even spray of liquid out over your lawn. So that's another great feature about the 424. Now, one other thing I've also noticed over the years of using different backpack sprayers, the hose. The hose is a big deal, I think. Whether you store your sprayer in your ute, whether it's covered, whether it's exposed to the elements, like most of mine are. One thing I've noticed with some of the backpack other brands I've used, the hoses tend to disintegrate either quickly, which means you get wearing at the points of connections, and then they split and leak. Or another big problem I used to notice like 10 plus years ago was particular hoses would weather in the way of they would stiffen, they would harden, and that just made trying to use your sprayer and move it around just a nightmare. I remembered selling like 1 or 2 sprayers. Well, I mean, they were Solo backpack sprayers, I'll say, you know, what they were. And their hoses I found were terrible. They kinked really easily, and then they stiffened really quick from being weathered. And when that happened, they weren't even that old. I just found the hoses they used weren't great, and then trying to use them, they were really stiff and hard to comfortably just move the spray around at ease. So a big hats off to Solo for making good quality hoses. Alright, so in the way of negatives so far that I've found with this product, and mind you, there are way more positives than there are negatives, I've only found one issue with this 424 sprayer, and it is actually due with one of the great features about it, is the fact it's a removable handle. And that is, from time to time, I found if I was spraying and I bent over or leant over to do something, depending on which way you're leaning, the handle would slide out. Now that can be a simple fix by just putting a pin in it. Obviously, if you're one-way sprayer, then you're probably going to stay that way with this wand in your right hand, pump in the left, or vice versa. It's very rare that you're going to be swapping over all the time. But that's the only issue I found with this sprayer, is just that I might be bending over to like pull a weed out maybe. It's the same as when you're whipping. You might see something like, or a weed as you're mowing, etc. You bend down to pull it out and keep moving. And from time to time, not often, it would just slide out a bit, or it would slide all the way out. But like I mentioned, easy fix by putting a pin or something in place to hold it there. But I much think the positives in the way of this being removable and being able to switch it to each side is more of a positive than it from time to time falling out. But that's the only negative thing I've found so far with using the 424 backpack sprayer. Alright everybody, well that's my thoughts on the new Nova 424 backpack sprayer from Solo. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you give it a like or a thumbs up. If you've got any more questions regarding the actual product or any of the products you see in my videos, make sure you comment in the below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions and help you out in choosing the right product for your particular business or home environment. Now jump onto the Solo website, I'll leave that down in the description, and you can see all the other products Solo do. They do a bunch of different products. One particular product is my fertilizer spreader. I've had that for 3, 4, 5, maybe even longer than 5 years now, and that product has been amazing, and certainly a much better product if you've only got your little handheld fertilizer spreader, which I did use for years, and I just was getting, it was taking me ages to throw some fert out because I had to go back and fill it all the time, and then I was getting bigger properties, so of course that took longer, and I was scratching my head going, I can't keep doing this over and over with these tiny little Scott spreaders and ICL spreaders. So I found the Solo sprayer. Actually, I'll grab it. Here it is here. So this is the Solo spreader here, and it holds a large quantity of fertilizer product or whatever you're throwing out. It has been fantastic. I've done a review on this as well on the channel. I'll leave up in the link up in one of these corners. I can never remember where they pop up, and I'll leave the link down in the comments description box below this video, and you can go click on that and check this out. But this is 100% a must get if you are tired of going back and refilling your little hand spreader that jams all the time or doesn't work properly. Then spend the money, get something like this. But anyway, apparently it is a winter day here in Brisbane. It's 28 degrees, blue sky and sun. I've just got back from doing a mini reno and I'm sweating like anything, but apparently it's winter here in Brisbane. Safe to say this reno season is going to kick off a little earlier this year. Don't jump the gun though. It's not, we're not there yet. Don't get into your reno too early. Just because we had a week of rain and we've had a couple of hot days does not mean your lawn is ready for a reno. You need to wait for those soil temps to come up, and then you can start to see active growth out of your lawn, and then you can jump into your lawn renovation. But anyway, I've got to get back to work. I hope you've enjoyed this view on the 424 sprayer. If you feel like it's for you, go grab it. They range approximately, like I mentioned, between $130 to $160, which is incredible value for money. Jump on the website, order yourself one, and you'll be thankful. But anyway, as always, I hope you're doing well, mentally and physically. We'll see you all in the next video.